Welcome to Advising and Registration 2.0. If you haven't already, please enter your full name into the chat along with your CIN so that we can record your attendance for today's session. So our agenda today will consist of multiple sections. We will have advisement resources, policies and processes, course recommendations by option. We'll talk about your degree planner, and we'll talk about the importance of getting a GE certification. That way you can try to stay on track to graduate on time. So communication, there are many ways our staff can offer support to you, whether it's by email, campaigns, or even workshops like this one. So do want to keep an eye on that. You do want to keep an eye on your emails. So please check your emails at least once a week. So in the emails, we will put in the subject line your cohort code. Anytime you see that cohort code, which is going to be different depending on your cohort, that's an email coming from your advisor. So please do not ignore those. At the end, we will have a quiz to test you on if you know your cohort code. Also, we put here the CBE Student Services email. So anytime you have a question, you can also use that email. A lot of the times, questions can be answered by email. If they can't, then we'll tell you to make an appointment or go to our drop-ins. So we have appointments. Regular 30-minute appointments have a 24-hour lead time to book. So you have to book those appointments at least 24 hours in advance. We also have drop-ins. Those you do not need an appointment, but drop-ins are designed for quick 15-minute or less with an advisor to answer quick questions. Okay, so we have multiple advisors in our drop-in sessions. So please check our website or scan the QR code to get the drop-in schedule because that changes every semester. Our website will have the latest drop-in information. And we also have the Zoom link for our virtual drop-ins. So if you log into Zoom during the drop-in time, you'll be placed in a queue where you can speak to an advisor. Remember, these are only for quick questions, quick 15 minutes or less. There's no appointment required, and these are also offered virtually or in person via Navigate LA. Okay, so this is our website for the CBE Student Services Center. And on the website, you'll see the link where you can make an appointment, or you can even check drop-in schedules. But typically, for 30-minute appointments, I'm going to talk about that first. Those are for general advising and degree planning or even long-term planning. If you wanted to, talk about your major or maybe even possibly add a minor, you can do that in your appointment too. If you wanted to go through and complete a SAP appeal, you can also do that, and also for reinstatement. So those are the regular 30-minute appointments. Keep in mind, there are no graduation checks in the 30-minute appointments. Instead, we have workshop for those. So we'll be sending out an invite to a graduation workshop when you get close to graduating. Okay, so keep that in mind. So this is our website. All right, up next, policies and processes. Are you on track? So of course, it's obvious if you are coming part-time, it is going to take you longer to graduate. And that's because you're only taking 1 or 2 classes per term. So typically, if you're only coming part-time, it's probably going to take you 4 or more years to graduate. You can try to shorten that time by taking advantage of courses in the summer. So if you could take courses in the summer, we recommend that. That's going to help you graduate a little bit quicker. If you are a full-time student, your goal basically is to graduate in 2 years. And to do that, we do recommend taking 5 courses per term, 5 courses per semester, or 10 courses per year, which is 30 units per year. So if you can do that, then you can try to finish in 2 years. So for example, if you do 5 this semester, 5 next semester, that's 10 courses a year or 30 units. But if for whatever reason you can't do 5 courses in a semester, but you could do 12. If you do 12 a semester and take 2 in the summer, then you're still be on track to finish within 2 years. So keep that in mind. All right, up next, continuation with the policies and processes. What if I fail a class? Okay, so there's more than one way to fail a class besides, doing really poorly in it, and getting an F. If you do not withdraw the course properly, like let's say, for example, you added a course, but you never attended courses, maybe you thought the professor will drop you. The professor will not drop you from a course if you do not attend. You still have to make sure you withdraw from that course properly. If you don't withdraw from the course, it's still going to be on your record. And if you don't show up, the professor will give you a WU. A WU is an unauthorized withdrawal, and that counts the same as an F. So keep that in mind, okay? So if you stop attending a course, make sure you withdraw from it properly. Yeah, you can make an appointment and then we can discuss the procedure on how to withdraw from a course. We also have a very strict repeat policy. Students may only repeat a course once, and also a W counts as a course taken. So if you get a W, that counts as you taken it once, so you can only repeat it one more time. If you fail again, it's going to cause some issues. You might have to change majors or leave the university because that's going to prevent you from finishing the curriculum. Also, we do have a grade forgiveness policy. Grade forgiveness, let's say, for example, you took a course once, you failed it, you repeated the course, and then the second time you took it, you got a B, for example. So what the grade forgiveness does is that it will remove that first F from the GPA calculation, but it'll still be on your transcripts. It'll still show on the transcripts when you took it, the grade you got, the F, but it won't be included in the GPA calculation once you repeated the course successfully. You can do up to 16 semester units of grade forgiveness, or what we call grade replacement. But keep in mind, you can only replace a grade twice after that. Then everything else is going to be averaged in. So keep that in mind. Okay, so what if I fail the class continued? If you do poorly and your GPA, your CalState and or your cumulative GPA falls below 2.0, you will get a warning. That warning is academic notice. All right, so that's the last warning before your disqualification. So you get that warning first, and if you don't bring up your GPA enough and it's still below a certain threshold, you will get disqualified. So disqualification means that you have to exit the university. You're getting kicked out, basically. Keep in mind, we could reinstate the student once, but they are rare and unlikely. So here are the GPA threshold. So if you're a junior, and let's say your first semester, you get under a 2.0, you're going to get an academic notice. And then basically they give you a warning. So the next semester, if your GPA is still below 1.85, you are going to get disqualified. And that's for juniors. Of course, for seniors, it's a little bit higher because you're getting closer to graduate. For a senior, if your GPA is below 1.95 for 2 semesters, you're going to get disqualified. Anytime you get on academic notice, feel free to make an appointment with an advisor. That way we can try to help you out before you get into any trouble. All right, continuation, policies and processes. What if I need a break? Student must obtain a letter grade in the first semester here or be disenrolled from the university. So basically, because you were admitted for this term, you have to at least complete one class. If you withdraw from all your classes, you are going to be disenrolled from the university. You have to earn a grade at least for this first semester you are here, or else you will be disenrolled. A student may request a leave of absence, right? So as long as you are not gone for more than 4 semesters, then you are free to come back. So if you need to take a semester off, you can do that. You don't need to submit any paperwork, and then just come back the following semester. If you miss a year, if you miss 2 semesters, you can still come back, but you do need to fill out the return from leave online application on our website. Just fill that out and then they will give you an enrollment date and then you can enroll again. But if you miss 2 years, then you would have to reapply again. So keep that in mind. Okay. Oh yeah, and one other thing, you do have to be in good standing to take a leave. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, registration date. When is your registration date? It's pretty obvious. You can always check your registration date on your student center. Under your student center, you'll see a column that says enrollment date if you don't have an enrollment date yet. But when you do, you will see a link that says details. So if you do see them post up your enrollment date, you will see that little details link. You can click on it and it's going to give you 2 dates. One date is the validation date. That's the day and time you can add courses to your shopping cart and check for any prerequisites and holds. So you can check that for the validation date, but your actual enrollment date is where it says enrollment date. That's the actual time and day that you can start enrolling in your classes. So right now they might not have posted any enrollment dates yet, so you won't see that details link. So keep that in mind. All right, registration in winters and summers. I'm going to talk briefly about the winter session and the summer session. So winter sessions are 3 weeks long. You can take up to a maximum of 4 units per winter session. So that's basically just one class. There isn't a very big course selection for winter. So just keep that in mind. You might not be able to find many of the courses you need in winter. Just keep that in mind. And also financial aid is not available for winter sessions. Then we have summer sessions. Summer sessions consist of 3 different types of sessions. There's a first 5-week session, and then there is a second 5-week session, and there's also the regular 10-week sessions. So in summer, you can take up to 18 units. There is a lot more courses offered in summer, and you might be eligible for financial aid in the summer. You do need to check with your financial aid office just to see if you are. Our regular advisors here, we cannot tell you if you have summer aid, so keep that in mind. All right, course recommendations. So this is for business administration students. So if you are in the BSBA, it doesn't matter what option you are in. If you're in accounting, marketing, finance, etc., management, you are under business administration. So these are some recommendations. We want you to complete these by the end of your second term. So for all business administration, it doesn't matter what option you are. If you're under business administration, we want you to try to finish Econ 3060 and Business 3050 by your second term. Keep in mind for Business 3050, you do have to pass with a C or higher because our Business 3050 also covers the graduation writing assessment requirements. Okay, so that's what's known as the GWAR. It's basically the college level writing course. So that's why you do need a C or better. If you get a C minus or lower, you have to repeat Business 3050 to meet the requirements. You need a C or better to meet the GWAR requirements. Okay, so if you are in business administration and your option is accounting, accounting has a more strict curriculum that you want to follow. So we want you to have accounting 3200A and accounting 3200B completed by your second term to stay on track. It's because of the accounting sequencing. Accounting 3200A is a prerequisite for accounting 3200B, and accounting 3200B is a prerequisite for accounting 3250. Okay, so you want to try to complete accounting 3250 by your third term because in your fourth term, you'll be taking accounting 4950. And especially if you want to finish in 2 years, you want to follow these recommendations. If your option is in human resource management, we want you to try to finish management 3070 and management 4400 by your second term. So just keep that in mind. Most of you are probably in management 3070 now. That's good. So the next semester, finish management 4400. If you're in operations management, just try to have management 3060 completed by the second term. Marketing, complete marketing 3100 by your second term. If your option isn't listed here, that's fine. That means your option is less strict. So there's less of a sequencing that you need to follow. Okay, next course recommendations are for CIS and economics. I'm going to talk about the CIS first. So all computer information systems, you need to have CIS 2830 completed. You probably already completed that at your community college. That is a lower division class. So that should have already been done. Try to finish CIS 3010, CIS 3050, and CIS 4840 by your second term to stay on track. So that's pretty simple. So that's all CIS majors. Now for econ, so all econ majors, we want you to try to finish Econ 3090 by your second term. If you are in applied economics, we want you to finish Econ 4010 and Econ 4140 after you complete Econ 4010. So those are the course recommendations for our econ students. Up next, I'm going to talk a bit about the degree planner. That's your long-term plan. So degree planner has been integrated into our GET system. It's a planning tool to help you take ownership of your degree. It identifies academic requirements and indicates what you are still missing. If it shows that you are missing GEs that you think you already took, you might need to resubmit your official transcripts or try to get a GE certification. If you see missing GEs, don't just automatically retake them. We don't want you taking courses you've taken already. Maybe admissions just needs more time to evaluate your transcripts, but you do want to try to get a GE certification. GE certification will cover your GE blocks, and it should cover blocks A through F. If you are still missing U.S. history or U.S. Constitution. You can also try to get an American institution certification. You can get those at your community college. Just ask them, can I get a full GE certification or can I get a American institution certification? Ask your community colleges that. If the college says, no, you don't have it, just ask them what's missing. And then you can always retake those courses at your community college and then get the GE certification and submit it here. Or you can always also do those courses here too. But I do recommend completing your GEs maybe in the summer if you need to at your community college, and then just get the GE certification submitted here. If you are aware that you didn't complete GEs, then you should try to prioritize those courses. Like for example, you know for sure you never took a biological science, take it here or take it at the community college and then resubmit the transcripts once you're done with those. All right, so the degree planner also creates a roadmap for you and you can customize it, and we'll go into more details about how to do that. So to find your degree planner, just go to your student center, and in your student center, right under the academics, you'll see a degree planner link. Okay, so we told you in the beginning in the first orientation not to look at the degree planner, and that's because we wanted to give admissions time to transfer in all the coursework, but now they should have done that. It should be all in there. So now is the time you want to check on your degree planner. We also have a degree planner FAQ link from the registrar's office. So you can scan the QR code and it'll take you to the Cal State LA Degree Planner website. And that's where it has a lot more information. But basically, to access your degree planner, you want to click on the link here. It's going to take you into a screen that looks like this. Keep in mind, the degree planner kind of just defaults to the main semester. It just defaults to spring and fall, and it kind of defaults to like 15 units. So if you can see here, this one has some unassigned requirements. That just means that this student in particular has one extra course and it didn't fit into one of these semesters, so it just throws it up in here. So it's a requirement that they still need, but it doesn't fit into the 15 units in the spring or the fall. So in this example, this student has, let's see, so there's only one course that's unassigned. So that means the other courses, 15 classes, he needs to complete his degree, right? 15 classes, right? 5 here, 5 in fall, 5 in spring. So that's 15. But he has 16 courses. So there's one extra course. So he has 16 courses. So what we're going to do is we're going to customize it. We're going to add in a summer term. So you can do that by editing the preferences. Just click on Edit Preferences button. And what that's going to do is it's going to take you to a screen like this. And this is where you can customize the semesters, right? So you can add in a semester or a summer by clicking on the plus. You can also remove a semester by clicking on the minus. So in this example, he had one class that's unassigned. So we're going to assign that, or so we're going to add another semester or a summer. So in this case, we'll add a summer course. So we'll click on the plus button and another row will pop up. It's going to be blank. So what you want to do is just select summer and select the units. So he only needed 3 units, but if you put in more, for example, 6, the system is smart enough to know that he doesn't actually need 6 units. So I'm going to click on OK, and it's going to regenerate the roadmap, and it's just going to put that upper division GE in there. So as you can see here, we added a summer term. We targeted 6, but it knows that we only needed 1 more. So keep that in mind. So that's how you can customize your degree planner. Click on the Edit Preference button. You can adjust the target units. That's like how many units you want to try to take per semester. You can adjust that. Add in different terms, add in summer, or maybe even add in another semester. Arrange my plan. So arrange my plan button is how you can drag one course from one term to the other. So if you click on that button, you'll see the courses kind of change this way. And let's say, for example, you wanted to change a course from one term to the other, you can drag and drop them. But keep in mind, when you drag and drop courses from one term to the other, it will change the planned units and the target units. So what's good about Arrange My Plan is that it'll also keep track of the prerequisites. So in this example, let's say you try to move a course into another term and the prerequisites don't make sense, the degree planner will catch that. In this example, it has a prerequisite error here. It says Management 3080 has to be taken before Business 4970, right? So it caught that error, so I won't let you move on. Just click OK and it'll go back and then you can fix those mistakes. So that's the good thing about Degree Planner. It will catch prerequisite issues. Okay, so there's some other functions here. So there's a lock button. So if you lock it, it's going to keep that course in that specific semester. All right, so if you try to rearrange courses, that won't let you. It's going to lock that course in. If you want to see more information about the course, there's a little eye icon right here. You can just click on it. It'll give you the course description. It'll tell you what the prerequisites are, etc. Some of your courses, especially electives or even your upper division GE, it will say not selected. And that's because there's more than one course you can take that will fulfill that requirement, right? So you can click on select and it's going to show you the list of marketing electives. Or if you click on select here, it's going to show you a list of your upper division GEs that you can take. When you click select on the marketing electives, it will bring up the list of marketing electives you can choose from. Keep in mind when you pick classes this way, the degree planner does not automatically check the prerequisites. So you do want to check, make sure you do have the prerequisites by clicking on the little information icon, and you can click on that and check the prerequisites for each of these courses. But in this screen, just select which course you plan to take, and it'll put that into the degree planner. Selecting your upper division GE requirements. So under your upper division GE, you want to click on the select button. And you want to make sure that you take a course that has civic learning and also race ethnicity. So you can see the attributes here. Make sure that any of the courses you select here, make sure it has civic learning and race ethnicity. Civic learning and race ethnicity are university requirements. So if you take a class that has both of those, this one class will fulfill 3 requirements. If you take a course that doesn't have it, like for example this one, then you still have to take another course to fulfill that civic learning and another one to fulfill that race ethnicity. So instead of taking 3 classes, you can take one, and this one class will fulfill 3 requirements. Just make sure it has civic learning and race ethnicity. Pause, please spend some time looking at your degree planner. Make sure everything looks good. If it looks inaccurate, don't panic. This is common, right? If it looks inaccurate, just don't panic, right? Just take a look at the courses, make an appointment with an advisor. We can go over it with you. If everything looks good, then you're fine, okay? But you do want to verify, if you see any lower division courses on here, like any courses that start with a 1,000 or a 2,000 level, those are lower division courses. If you see those on your degree planner, don't panic. Make an appointment with us. Maybe you just need to get your GE certification in, ask for a full GE certification from your community college. If you didn't take US history or US Constitution, you can always go back in summer, finish those up at your community college, and then submit new transcripts into Cal State LA. So remember, if it doesn't look accurate, it's not the end of the world. You might just have to follow up with your community college, get some things fixed, okay? If you do need to submit transcripts again to Cal State LA, to our records department, that's who you would send it to. If you need to resubmit transcripts, send it to the records department. It does take probably around 2 months for them to process it and get all those new classes into our system. So just keep that in mind. But remember, if you see something weird with your degree planner, feel free to make an appointment with an advisor. We'll be happy to try to find out what's going on, and maybe you just need to submit a GE certification or a American Institution certification. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so before we close out, what did I learn? Do you know how to make an appointment? Do you know the general Cal State LA policies? Do you know how to use Degree Planner? So you want to ask yourself that. So that will conclude our presentation here, but we do have one more thing. The advisor will post the survey link into the chat. Please fill out the survey before you leave. We will have a Q&A session after this. If you don't have any questions or anything, you are free to leave after you fill out the survey. So thank you very much for attending the workshop, and I'm going to hand it over to your real life counterparts.